All right, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. But online, can you hear me? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. All right, so I want to do another 1 or 2 topics today in the multiple choice. Remember, one of the primary objectives of this session is first to get ourselves familiar with the multiple choice questions. We are fortunate and blessed to have all these questions to practice from. We have to realize that most have the tendency of going into the exam room and depending on memory. And oftentimes, CSEC will make the most minute change to a question that they don't even realize. And you just think it's the same question and shade an answer. And you get it wrong. And oftentimes, the minute change that they make is such that the original answer is still there from the previous question. Right? So I want us to ensure that we don't just memorize answers and don't depend on just memorizing answers, but to understand how the questions are done, such that if they make changes to the questions or even set new questions, we can still do them and get them right. Anything less than 50 out of 60 under these circumstances is a crime. You have all these questions that CSEC repeating, and they're not repeating them exactly, they're repeating them almost the same. So for you to go in a multiple choice exam under these conditions, with all this material available to you, and get less than 58 is a crime. Nobody should get less than 58 on multiple choice exam papers. You really should be getting 60. So I'm giving you 2 for a little mishap. But nobody should be getting less than 58. The lowest, absolute lowest anybody must get is 55. The absolute lowest is 55. So when the exam done, I will get the paper, and we will get the paper. I will go through it. Everybody must get 55. You get me? Some of you need it. Some of you need it. You know some of you need it because the paper 2 never so good. You get me? So you need this multiple choice. You need to get almost full marks on this multiple choice thing. Sometimes we take it for
the man class me, please, so I can't get my phone.
mute the mic, please. Yeah, sometimes we take the multiple choice for granted. I will go depending on the repeat of questions. And sometimes up to 8, 10 questions to make changes on, and you think you get them all right. Next thing you know, you get 48 and 49 to 60, which is disaster. You get 49 and them things out of 60, that's a disaster. Not when you're exposed to all these questions, all them over past paper questions. And the questions will come back very similar to these. It don't make any sense. You guys are blessed. You must take full advantage of this blessing that you have to have access to these questions. What you're seeing on the screen here, the bank of questions for the past 10 years up to 2024. Bank of questions up to for the past 10 years. Most of the questions are centered around these very questions that you're seeing on the screen. So because there are so many questions in this document, see, it's a 74-page document. Look at it. The 74-page document down here. You can't do all of it in one session. Now I'm kind of spreading it out over the time before the exam. So I want to get through 1 or 2 topics. 1 topic or 2 topics today. We're going to start with the measurement topic. What comes after the measurement in this document is the statistics. So this is a compilation of the measurement topics, measurement questions for the 10 years before, or the 10 papers before up to 2024, up to January 2024. All right, after we finish these, then I will also introduce you to the papers that came subsequent to this one. All right, to make sure we cover all those bases, not taking anything for granted, not leaving any stones unturned. You get me? Anything that's available, giving us an opportunity to be exposed to them. It's your choice whether I want to take full advantage of that exposure or not. All right? Based on what was happening in the class yesterday, I'm not very happy. But too many persons were getting wrong answers and things that you should already know and should be able to do. And when I give you a paper, but come, so we get 58, so we get 56. And based on yesterday, that not like it's true. You know, like it's true, you were getting 58 and 56. Not the lies. Otherwise, I wouldn't be getting so many answers wrong. But we have time to fix it. Exam is June 6th. We have time to fix it. And we have to work to fix it. Get me? I have to be deliberate and don't be lazy about fixing it and be disciplined to put in the work. I'm going to send this document in the group, and I don't usually share this document. But I'm going to send this document. I'm thinking about sending this document in the group, so that I don't go through every single question again. Because I want to get everything right in the exam. And any question you don't understand, you ask me. Simple as that. You get me? Any question you don't understand, you ask me. We don't want to depend on memorizing no answer. We want to understand and know to do it. All right. So let's go. Measurements. So you're not going to just watch me solve the questions, right? And maybe like for these two similar. Might do the first one and then you do this one, right? Give you a minute. It's really a minute and a half maximum. You should spend on a question in the exam. You should spend more than 1.5 minutes on a question. But by the time we go through all of these, you'll find that you'll finish the exam maybe in less than half an hour. But you're still not going to come out of the exam room after you finish the exam in half an hour. You're going to go back through all the questions at least 2 more times in the exam room. You are supposed to do the paper 3 times. That's why I always just give you 2 and 3 papers to do here. Because I want you to get familiar with doing 3 papers. So you should go through the paper 3 times in the exam room. So after you do it the first time, you go back through every question and pay attention to everything. Try the answers in the question. Try to do the question another way. Make sure you're right. Do not come out the exam room. It don't make any sense. Sit down in there and check everything. Make sure you know say everything right. All right. First question, right here. It says, it refers to this diagram, which you can see is a cylinder. The height is 20 and the diameter is 6. We tend to work with radius on these things. So the diameter is 6. First I'm going to do is write down that the radius is 3. But the formula that we practice with is usually with radius, not the diameter. Yes, there's a formula with the diameter, but we tend to work with radius all the time. Question says, what is the volume of the cylinder? So, it's either you know the formula for volume of a cylinder, which is pi r squared h, or you can go back to the basic principle of volume of an object with uniform cross-section, which is the cross-sectional area, which is cross-sectional area is a circle, and the area of a circle is pi r squared times the length. And the length is always the distance between the 2 cross-sectional ends. So the length is this 20. So the volume becomes the cross-sectional area, which is pi r squared times the height. So if you know the formula, good. The more things you know, the better. So if you just know the formula, you don't have to be figuring out stuff, then all the better. But the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So they're asking us for the volume. They want it in terms of pi, we're going to leave pi in the answer. So it is pi r squared h. So it's pi times 3 squared times the height is 20. This is 9 times 20. Remember, we're leaving pi in the answer. And that is 180. That's 9, 2 is 18, 180 pi is the answer. So this is the one that say in terms of pi. They really should have the pi on this, but this is the answer that they want. But go to that. Your time over here. Come. Your time over here. This time they tell you See the same question, you know. So this is really the same question, you know. But what they do here? They tell you the volume. And now they're asking you for the height. Because it's the same question, you know the height is 20. But you have to know to work it out because they can also change the values. So come on, do this one for me now. A minute. Less than a minute. Come on. You want us to miss the height is 20. Work it out. See the paper them up here. What would you do? Suppose them change this value and change that. Well, change this value. Suppose they change this value, this diameter, and change this volume. Suppose they change it. You have to know to work it out. In this case, you know the volume and transpose it to find the height. That's what it is. Virtual area. No, and this thing becomes actually work it out. You have to change the value, still do it. All right, let's go. Ready? So the volume is equal to pi r squared h. This is the end area times the height. Pi r squared h. In this question, you're trying to find the h. So you need to divide away the pi r squared, dividing the area under the volume to get the h. And so the volume over the pi r squared is what the h is equal to. They tell that the volume is 180 pi. So it's 180 pi divided by pi. And then the radius, remember, since the diameter is 6, the radius is 3. That's what we're using. So this radius, we're going to put 3. So we're going to put 3 squared right here. That's what the h is. So this 3 squared is 9. And 9, the pi's cancel, you know, look, the pi's cancel. This pi and this pi cancel each other. So you're really dividing 180 by 9, which is 20. All right? And so the height is actually 20. So this is the answer right here. Get me? All right. Next question. Another one similar to this one. This one says, see, the height is different than this question, and this one will give you the radius is 3. Similar question. The diagram above, not drawn to scale, shows a cylinder of radius 3 centimeters right here, and a height of 8 centimeters. What is the volume? Come on, do this one for me quick. What is the volume? What is that different? Huh? C. You say C. You need glasses, girl. Where glasses? So the volume again is pi r squared, the area of the base times the height. So it's pi times this time versus 3 again. So that's 3 squared. And the height is 8 times 8. This is 9 times 8 is 72. 72 pi is the answer. This one, C is the answer, 72 pi. All right, that is that. Next question. Given that 1 millimeter is 1 over 1,000 meters. Same as saying 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. What is this equal to? 2,500 millimeters is what? Huh? You divide by 1,000, right? So to get meters, you really divide in a 1 by 1,000. So you have to divide this by 1,000 always. Or you can look at it as if this is 1, then this, you multiply it up here, is going to come up here, where the 1 is. Anyway, you want to look at it, you have to divide by 1,000. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2.5. 2.5 is the answer. And I've seen questions where they actually change this 2,500 to 250. And people think it's the same question and put the wrong answer. But they're familiar with the 2,500. Or they change it and put 25,000. And the brain tells you the same question and get the wrong answer. You have to be careful. All right, you have to be careful. So you divide them by 1,000, guys. 1, 2, 3. Decimal coming right between the 2 and the 5. So this is the answer right there. But good? All right, nice and easy. This one here, so now. How many kilograms are there in 1 ton? This is a knowledge question, knowledge-based question. 1,000. 1,000 kilograms per ton. It's a knowledge-based question. 1,000 kilograms is a ton. Next one down here. Measurement. So they give us this trapezium. This side is 8. This side is 18. The distance between those two parallel sides. Those are the parallel sides, you know. 8, 18, and the distance between them is 5. Question says, what is the area of the trapezium? We're going to work it out. The area of this trapezium. We're going to work it out. What's the area of the trapezium? The area of a trapezium is half the sum of the parallel sides multiplied by the perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. All right? So the area is half the sum of these two parallel sides, which is 8 plus 18, multiplied by the perpendicular distance between them, which is that 5. So multiplying that by 5. That's what they're working out. Half of the 8 plus 18, you can use a calculator. You can put this as 4 plus 9 times a 5. That becomes, what is that? 13 times 5. 13 times 5 is 65. So the area is 65 right here. Then you see this is really the same question, similar, where they actually give you the area right here. So it's kind of dull, but this is actually 65 centimeters squared. They tell us that the area is. And here, you know, they wanted to find the height. So that's a similar thing with the cylinder a while ago. Same question, but they switch around the information. But the same question. So the answer is really 5. So you have to be able to work it out. So they can't change the values. So in this one now, you're going to put the expression for the area equals 65 and then transpose to find the h. So come on, you do it for me. Work it out. Don't assume the answer is 5. Work it out. This is the answer down here, 5.0. Work it out for me. Work it out. So that if you change the values on the question, you can still do it. Work it out. If I give you a question like this and change the values, you can still do it. That's what I'm talking about. Work it out and calculate the 5. Let me see. This one right here I'm talking about, this one. The last one is 5. This is 5. 5.0. Yes, 5.0. Very much. So these answers are stop talking now, stop talking now. This is 2.5, 3.5, this is 4.8, and this is 5.0. These are the answers.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Calculators allowed in paper 1 at CSEC?
Nope. Nope, no calculator allowed in paper 1.
All right, sir.
Stop talking now. All right, ready? So you have to put the area, which you know is half the sum of the parallel sides times the height. But the area that they gave you is 65. That's how you set it up. Set it up that way. And you're trying to find this h. So this thing is going to work out to 13 again. Because the 18 and the 8 is 26. Half of 26 is 13. It's going to work out to 13. You divide the 13 on this side to find the h. All right? This is working out to 13. So the h becomes 65 divided by 13. That becomes 5. That's why this right here is the answer. But go to that. They see what they're doing.
Yes, sir.
They're changing stuff. They're reversing the information. They're setting the same question and they're reversing. Why do they do that? Because multiple choice questions are not very easy to set. So when they set multiple choice questions, they want to give you some answers that are based on the mistake that they know people will make. That's how they select some of the answers. They know the mistakes that you'll make and they put answers in there to match the mistake that you'll make. That is why a lot of people get questions wrong and believe that they get the right answer. And they put answers there that they know people will get when they make the common mistakes. Right? But they really want to test you. So you have to be able to do it the right way. Another question here. What is the area of that trapezium? How much? 30. All right, 13 again. Okay, so the thing is, you cannot use this as a distance between them, right? You have to use the perpendicular distance between them. Good? Cannot use this as a distance between them. You have to use this one. That is the distance between them. So it's half the sum of the parallel sides, which is 12 plus 8, multiplied by the perpendicular distance between them, which is 3. This is half of 20, which is 10. 10 times 3, and so that answer is 30. Now you realize that it's like to say trapezium questions, guys. And I like to say area of trapezium questions. So it makes sense you know the area of a trapezium. But I'm going to example try to figure it out. Half the sum of the parallel sides multiplied by the perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. They like to say trapezium in the measurement questions. All right? So you must say that. Another one here. 2 more. Well, this and this is the same question from 2 different papers, but they're asking different things. So look at this one now. Yes?
Repeat what you said. Half the sum of the parallel sides multiplied by
The perpendicular distance between them. So it's not just the distance between them, it is the perpendicular distance. Like, for example, this one right here on the screen, you cannot use this distance as the distance between them. That's not a perpendicular distance. This is the perpendicular distance between them. All right? The perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. Because this is perpendicular and this is perpendicular. All right? So that is it. So this question is asking us not for area, but for the perimeter, guys. So the perimeter is the distance around it. So some of these sides, that's what perimeter is. Some of those sides. All right? And that is in meters. And the one answer in centimeters, to notice. Good. So what you can do this 2 ways in there. You can convert these to centimeters first and then add them up. Because remember, 100 centimeter is a meter. So this side, for example, is just 41 centimeter. This one is 21 centimeter. This one is 18 centimeter. And this one is 12 centimeter. So you can add up all these in centimeters and get the answer. So the perimeter will be 41 coming this way. 41, 21, 18, and 12. So these two, this is 12 right here, right? Huh? 92. Yeah, that must be 92. That is it. Based on those numbers, that must be 92. Mute the mic, please. Mute the mic. Look at this one. Now they want the same question, you know, but now they want it in millimeters. Now they want it in millimeters, the same diagram. But now they want it in millimeters. Huh? So to go from meters to millimeters, you multiply by 1,000. This is 92 meters, you multiply by 1,000. This is 92 centimeters, sorry. You multiply by, no, you multiply by 10. This is 92 centimeters, you multiply by 10 to get it in millimeters. Remember, kill him, dear mister, don't commit murder. So if you have 1 centimeter here, multiply by 10 to get millimeter. This is millimeter. Kilometers, hectometers, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. So if you have a centimeter, multiply by 10 to get the meter. If you have a meter, you multiply by 1,000 to come to millimeter. That's how it is. Get me? So the same question, but the answer now is 920. See? So a lot of people going to see this question, you know, guys. See the diagram and swap the diagram from some questions, you know, and swap the answers are 92, you know. And all CSEC did was make this thing simple change. And plenty of people dead. They change this from centimeter to millimeter right here. And because you swap the question, you read the first part or so, and you say, same question, I know, 92 the answer. I am at 92, right or so. Wrong bat. Wrong bat. That's why I say you have to read every line of the questions carefully. You have to know that there's a great chance that the questions will have minute changes in them. And oftentimes the original answer is also there. Look at this one. It's a perfect example of what they will do. All they do is change the word centimeter to millimeter. And the answer different. And note therefore, they can also give you back an answer and want it in meters. They can want it in meters, they can want it in decameters, they can want it back in centimeters, and they can want it in any one of those. So far we have seen 2 cases. One where asks for it in centimeters, one that asks for it in millimeters. They can set back the same question and ask for it in meters. Or in this one, decimeters. You get me? So you have to be careful. Don't go in there just depending on swatting answers. You will get into big problems in there. Don't make any sense. You know our question is not and get it wrong.
What did you say the H stand for, sir? And the K is kilometer.
Kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. And these can also be kilograms also, can be kilograms, hectograms. Instead of meter here, you could have grams. All right? You can go for those other measurement units. All right? So that is it. I'm leave it on the screen. All right, let's continue. Be careful, be careful. Look at this one now. Come, somebody tell me what the answer for this one is. It says, which of the figures not drawn to scale as an area that is equal to this thing? This is, they like to set trapezium questions, guy, all kind of different ways. Which one of them? Which one is the answer? What I say? D as in dog. Because you know that these two must be the parallel sides, don't it? Parallel sides. And this must be the distance between them, not it? The perpendicular distance between them. That's all? Perpendicular distance between them. So you're looking at the diagram for that. See it? That's not the perpendicular distance between them. That's not the perpendicular distance between them. This is not 2. The perpendicular distance between them is actually 2, but this is not 2. It must be the one where the perpendicular distance is 2, which is right here. Get me? Good. So this one, that's why this one is the answer down here. But I go to that.
Yes.
All right. Over here now. These two questions again are very similar. Must be the same questions. See, same diagram, guys. 2 different exam papers. Same diagram. 2 different exam papers. This one says the trapezium has a height of h, has an area of x squared centimeters. The equation that may be used to find the value of x is. That's what this one is. This one said the area again is x squared. The height of, see, this one asking for the height. So the same diagram asking you something different. All right, asking for the height. So it's the same diagram, same information, 2 different exam multiple choice papers asking you for something different. So this one I'm asking you which formula can be used to find the height, or which equation may be used to find x. And it is that the area is x squared. So this side represents the area. This side represents a formula for the area. Which one is the correct formula for the area? Half the sum of the parallel sides times the distance between the parallel sides. So look at it now. These are the parallel sides. What is the sum of the parallel sides? If I add them, right? So I'm right up here. This is half the 2 this side plus this side, which is x minus 4, times the distance between them is h. But understand that this 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So it becomes half of x minus 2 times this h. Let us put h like that. That is what the area becomes. Half x minus 2. And then instead of h over 2 is the same thing. Half of h is the same as h over 2. H over 2 x minus 2. I should have expressed that different way, but it's the same thing. The answer is A. H over 2. This is it. This is the answer. Very good. All
No,
right.
sir,
Over
that's
here.
all.
Huh?
No. The
No
A
what?
half H.
Half of h is the same as h over 2. You are free to multiply the h and the half. So that's why they have the h over 2. So they don't have it expressed like this. They have it expressed like that. But the same thing. They are the same. So that's why that's his answer. Good? You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Then over here now, they are saying, what is the height? What's an expression for the height? So it's almost like you're doing the same work that we did over here. But then we want to make the height the subject. That's what this question is, you know? You want to make the height the subject. So all the calculation would have had on this question would have gotten to this expression just the same. X squared equals that. And then from here now, we want to make the height the subject. That's the difference between these 2 questions. So we're taking this now a little bit further. This question is taking this a little bit further. All right. So let's put the arrow over here. And so from here now, to get the final answer over this side, we want to make this h the subject. Let me zoom it up. We want to make this h the subject. So to make that h the subject, we'll take this 2 and multiply it up here so first. Multiply it up there so. And so we get that 2x equals h into x minus 2. That's how we get to take this, no, not 2x squared. All right, 2x squared. And then now, to make the h alone the subject, now, we need to take this x minus 2 and divide it on this side. And so we get the 2x squared over x minus 2. That leaves us with the h. So this is the answer that I'm looking for the h. Where is that? A again. That is it. All right. So I'm giving you that one to do by yourself. You know? Next question down here. This question says somebody have some music playing in the class. And turn it off now. Hello, hello, hello. Somebody playing something and I'm hearing it all the way up here. We find out how we are running the class, you know. All right, ready? This question says, this is a square, 12 by 12, that's a rectangle, 9 by 16. Which of the following statement is true about the perimeter of the square and the rectangle? Just need to see what the relationship is, what the two perimeters are really. All right? So this perimeter is, remember this now will be 12 again and 12 again, don't it? That's 48, don't it? That's all? 48, or you could say, so some of these two sides times 2. So the perimeter of this one is 42. Perimeter of the square is 48, sorry. And the perimeter of the rectangle over here is this and this again is how much? That is how much? This and this is how much? 25. So this perimeter is 50, right? 2 times 25 is 50. So the perimeter of the rectangle is greater. Perimeter of B is greater. See here? Or the perimeter of A is less. So the answer is D. So in that case, let us need to work on the two perimeters and see the relationship between them. A is less. All right. But go to that. All right. Next question. Which are the following polygon? In which of the following polygon does the sum of the measures of the interior angle equal the sum of the measure of the exterior angle? Which one? Quadrilateral. Because remember, the exterior angle of any polygon is 360. In a triangle. Total exterior angle of any polygon, even if a polygon have 1 million sides, the sum of the exterior angle of any polygon is 360 degrees. In a triangle, total interior angle of a triangle is 180, but the sum of the exterior angle is 360. But the sum of the interior angle of a quadrilateral is 360. So the quadrilateral that has the same angle internally and externally. The total angles I'm talking about, right? So the answer is a quadrilateral. Right? But the exterior angle for this is 360. Exterior angle for this is 360. Exterior angle for this one is also 360. Just that the interior angles are different. All right. But go to that. Next one. It says if each of the exterior angle of a regular polygon is 60 degrees, then the polygon is a hexagon, you say. Anybody else? Yeah. Or you can get it. Or you gonna work it out. Somebody work it out and tell me. Don't just tell me the hexagon. How you gonna work it out? Too much work that, man. Too much work that. All right, watch this now. First thing, it is regular. So all angles equal, all sides equal, because it is regular. They give you an exterior angle. It's 60 degrees. All of them is the same 60 degrees. What do you know about exterior angle? I just said it a while ago. Of any polygon.
60.
Total is 360. Total is 360. And if it has n sides, it has n angles. The number of sides and the number of angles is the same. The number of sides and the number of interior angles is the same. The number of sides and the number of exterior angles is the same. You get me? So what you're trying to find is how many 60-degree angles are there. So the total exterior, remember, total exterior is 360 degrees. Right? And each of them is 60. Then it means that the number of exterior angles is 360 degrees divided by the angle that each one is. And that's why you get the 6. And if there are 6 angles, it therefore has 6 sides. And if there are 6 sides, it is a hexagon. But I get that? But that's not the only way to do it. But I know that this is the easiest way to do it. But the total exterior angle is 360. Each of them is 60 degrees. To know how many there are, you divide the 360 by 60. That is 6. If there are 6 angles, then there are 6 sides. And if there are 6 sides, it's an hexagon. But I go to that. Another one here. Do this one for me now. If the sum of the interior angle of a polygon is 4 right angles, then the polygon is a quadrilateral, because a right angle is 90 degrees. 4 times 90 degrees is 360 degrees. Quadrilateral, because a sum interior angle is 60 degrees, is a quadrilateral. Very good? Nice and easy. All right. Let's look over here. This one here, so now. Then get into some circles now, circular measures. This one says, if the circumference of a circle is 15 centimeters, then the length of the arc, the minor arc AB, so the minor arc, the one. Now remember, they can set by the same question and just change this word to major. And that's will be different. You get me? So look out for that. They can have, if they say major arc, they'll be talking about around here, so. You said that's what they'll be talking about. And they can change this word to major. All right? But this question is asking for the minor, which is this length right here. They tell us that the circumference is 15. So how do we get the minor arc? Remember, the arc is a fraction of the circumference. What fraction? The fraction given by the sector angle over 360. But the 360 degrees is what is proportional to the full length of the circumference. And the arc is a fraction of that circumference. So it simply becomes 120 degrees over 360 degrees multiplied by the circumference, which they tell us is 15. So it's 120 over 360. We don't need it. We don't need the degrees on it. Times 15. That's what they want. Which one is that? This one is B right here. They're not asking us to work out the actual answer. That's why as you read the question, look at the answers, you know, realize that this one is not asking for the actual angle. It's asking for the formula that's going to give it the angle. So when you read the question, look at the answer. Don't just start working. But go to that. But okay? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, do this one for me then, quickly. This one says, it refers to the following diagram, which shows a sector. It says AOB is such that the angle AOB is 60 degrees and the radius OB is R. What is the area? Simple, quick and fast. Which one is it? Huh? Which one is it? But I agree with A.
1 over.
Which letter? Which letter? A, B, C, or D? Which one?
A.
A. What is it? A. Good. Because it becomes 60 over 360. It's area the one, you know, area. Area. So it's a fraction of the area of the circle. Fraction of the area of the circle. The sector is a fraction of the circle. And so the area of the sector is the fraction that the sector angle is of 360 degrees multiplied by the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. This 60 over 360 is 1 over 6 times pi r squared. Don't give it away on a circle, that one. There's no square on it. Don't give it away. And I've seen same question on other people where they put this first. And your eyes go to it first and you circle it. I don't notice that the square is not there. So that is wrong. This is the correct answer this time. But I've seen questions where they put this one first and people put that as the answer. But I don't notice that the square is not on it. All right, let's not give it away. Please, 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 please. All right, do this one for me now. Quick and fast. This one, they're working the numbers now. This one says, they give us that sector again. It says, if the length of the minor, all right, this one for me now. If the length of the minor arc is 8, so they're telling us that this arc length is 8. This arc length is 8, so they give us the arc length. The question is said, what is the circumference? What is the length of the circumference? Come on, do it for me quickly. Huh? All right. Work it out for me so that if them change the values, they can still do it. Come on. Very good. There are multiple ways to do it. Remember, there are multiple ways to do it. Right? You can say something like this. So this arc length is 8 centimeters, right? So you can do it as a ratio. 60 degrees of the circle corresponds to 8 centimeters. That's just a sector. The full circumference corresponds to 360 degrees. So you have to multiply this by 6 for it to become 360 degrees. So that 360 degrees will correspond to, you have to multiply this therefore also by 6. So you're doing it almost like a ratio. And 6 times 8 is 48. Oh, call Mr. Shaw. 48 centimeters. That's the answer. Another way to do it is to go back to the basics in terms of the formula for the circumference and transpose to find the circumference. See here? We could say the arc is a fraction of the circumference. What fraction? 60 over 360. 60 over 360 times the circumference. We don't have to put 2 pi r. But the question is asking us for the circumference. This is 1 over 6. And they tell us that the arc is 8. So we're going to write that the arc 8. This is 1 over 6 times the circumference. To make the circumference a subject, we take the 6 and we'll multiply it up here. And so 6 times 8 is the circumference. 6, 8 is 48. And that is the answer. So that's just 2 different ways to do it, all right? More maths equals better maths every time. Next one. This one says, this one we're doing now, right here. It says the area of a triangle is 30 centimeters squared and the base is 10. What is the height? The easiest question this ever. Come on. Quickly, what's the answer? Work it out quickly. Come on. 20 seconds to work it out. I tell you the area and I tell you the base of a triangle. I know what the height now. William, again. All right. So we know that the area is half the base times the height, and they tell us that that is 30. And they gave us the base is 10. So half of 10 times the height is equal to 30. So half of 10 is 5. So divide 5 under the 30 to get the h. So the h is equal to 30 divided by 5, which is 6. And that is it. Better go to that.
Yes, sir.
All right. If you go to that, do this one for me there. Same thing. See, same question. And I give you a different value. So this is 60. And this is now 12. Same thing. Area of a triangle is 60. And the base is 12. What is the height? This is what they set on a different exam paper. That is why you have to know how to do the question and not just know the answers. So you can say about the same question with different values, yes? 10. But again, 10. I don't know enough worked out. So let's go again. Same thing again.
So B.
Half the base, which is 12, times the height that we don't know is equal to the 60 right here. Half of this is 6. So divide the 6 under the 60, h equals 60 over 6. That is 10. Hello, hello. I bring come on the front of the class, come sit down, you know. Stop talking. Next question. So do this one for me now. Right here. This one give you the major sector, the minor sector. The minor sector angle give you 60 degrees. If the area of the major sector is 515, then the area of the circle is what? This is what the major the one they tell you, the major one they tell you. Now what is the area of the whole thing? But work out that for me. What do I want the area of the circle? What's the area of the circle? They give you the area, the major sector around here. This area over here. Tell that is 515. And I wanted to tell them the area of the whole circle. Multiple ways it can be done, multiple ways. Sammy, you finished? And the man, just put the formula for the area of this and put it equal that. If inside this are 60 degrees, what's the angle around here? What's the angle around here? 300, and total angle is 360. All right, so they give you that information. There are multiple ways to do it. Very good. Huh? A. Look here, the answer cannot be A. Look. Some of the answer them can't make sense, you know, look. If this area around here, so, a 515, or the whole circle here will be A, 103. It's not possible. Come on, man, they have to make choose the answer will make sense. The answer can't be none of them two here, you know. The answer cannot be any of these two. Them two are out of it. Because the area alone, which is just inside us alone, is already 515. So you have to add in the additional area then now, forget the total area. So therefore it cannot be less than 515. Get me? Good. Cannot be less than 515. So come on.
Sir, start over, please.
Start over what?
This question.
We not do it yet.
I drop off. Huh?
I said you have to do it. We not do it yet. Look here, guys. Come on, man. You can't start work blind, you know. And log off your brain, you know. It have to make sense. It have to be logical what we're doing. We're not get this one yet. So it's a special question for all of you. This is what they call a special question for all of you. Can I give you this? You don't have so much time in an exam to do these questions, but no question must take you more than a minute and a half. 60 minutes for the whole paper. That's 1.5 minutes per question. 60 questions to do in 1.5. So you spend 1.5 minutes on a question. All right, pay attention. Pay attention. They tell you the area around here, so. And the angle around here, so is 300 degrees. Everybody can appreciate that? You know that area is a fraction of the area of the circle, don't it? And they tell you what that fraction is. 515. There are multiple ways to do it. So you're gonna say, okay, that area around here, so would be 300 over 360 times the area of a circle. I don't need to put pi r squared. That is equal to 515. You're solving that for A. Hold on a second. Hello? I'm in class now. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Indeed.
So about that, guys. You get me? That's what they're setting up. And you're trying to find the area of the circle from that. So what is this fraction equal to? What is this fraction? That's 5 over 6. Isn't it? That's 5 over 6. That's 5 over 6. That's 5/6 of the whole circle. Hold on a second. All right. If you simplify this down, you get in 5 over 6. Agreed? So 5 over 6 times A is equal to 515. Now we can divide by this 5. Do it easy. Divide by this 5. So the A becomes 515, multiply by 6, and divide on the 5. What is that? Good? And then divide the 5 and then multiply by the 6. What are you gonna get? 5 into this goes what? 103. And then we multiply the 100 and use a different color. Hold on, use a different color. 5 into this goes 1 time, 5 into this goes 103. So you're doing now 6 times 103. So it's 6 times the 100, give you 600, and 6 times the 3 is 18. So you get 618. So the answer is this one. There are other ways to do it, you know. But I'm going to leave that one on the screen. I think this one is easier to understand. You set up the formula for what the area would have been and put it equal the area of the sector. And then you solve for the area by transpose. But okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Hey. On the meds the maths, the man, meds the maths. Meds the maths. All right. So the answer is D. So a question like this, now you have to remember, guys. You have to set it back and change the values. You want to be able to do it. This is the key step right here. Key step is to put the expression for what the area would have been equal the area that they gave you. And then you transpose to find the area of the circle. I think this is an easy way to do it. There are other ways to do it, but I'm going to leave that one. Let's leave that one. I'm not going to bother to do it any other way. All right? I could do it like a ratio as well. All right. See for the same question this up here. This one says, if the area of the, see, now they give you the area of the minor sector. The same question, you know? But it's trying to tell you what the area of the minor sector is. 103. And they're asking you again for the area of the circle. Come on, I want to do it now. It's time to tell you the minor sector area over here, so. Where the angle is 60 degrees, so you don't have no problem. So the same question on CSEC, make change to it. Let me see this one over here, what it is. That's the same diagram. In the diagram, the length of the corresponding major arc is 40. What is the circumference? So you see for the same diagram, they now give us information about the major arc is 40. That's the arc around here, they're telling us is 40. And I want to find the circumference. It's a similar thing. Calculation is very similar. Come on, do this one for me first. Do this one for me first. Do this one first. This. And tell me which of these is the answer down here. The same answer we get 100 and 618 a while ago. The same question, you know? We have to be able to work it out because I can't change the values. My work that out for me. Work out both of them. Work out this and work out that for me. I'll give you 2 minutes. Huh? You done both of them? Work them out for me. I'll give you 2 minutes. But finish. And let's go. This one down here, same setup. They tell us the minor sector area is 103. Same thing again. Just set up the formula for area of a sector and put it equal 103. So it will be 60 over 360. Because that is the angle in there. The angle in there is 60. So 60 over 360 times the area for the whole circle would be, we're going to call that A, is equal to the 103. This is equal to 1 over 6. Let's simplify it. And so to find the A, we take this 6 and you multiply it across here. So the A becomes 6 times 103. 6 times 100 is 600. 6 times 3 is 80. I can't calculate that. This is 103. So it's 6 times 100 plus 6 times 3. That's 680. That is it. This is a similar thing for the same question, 40 inside here. But they gave us the major arc is 40 centimeters. That's the distance around here. The saying is 40 centimeters. That is subtended by an angle around here of 300 degrees again. So we're going to say 300 over 360 times what the circumference of a circle is equal to the length of that arc, 40. That's what we're solving. So this 300 over 360 becomes 5 over 6. 5 over 6 times the circumference is equal to 40. Find the C, you can multiply the 6 and divide on the 5. So the C equals 6, it equals, 40 times the 6 over the 5. That's what you're working out. You're going to get 48. Because 5 into this goes 8 times. And 8 times 6 is 48. All right, so that's 48. But okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Good. Next one. It took our speedboat 9 hours to travel a distance of 1080 kilometers. What was the average speed in kilometers per hour? This is in kilometers, this is in hour. This is easy. But I go to that, it's easy. Because it's the distance over time. The speed is the distance over the time, don't it? So the speed is the distance over the time. The distance is already in kilometers, 1080 over 9. 108 divided by 9 is 12, don't it? That's 120. This is the answer. All right, do this one for me now, quickly. The length of the sides of a triangle are x, 2x, and 2x centimeters. If the perimeter is 20, what is the value of x? Come on, do this one for me quickly. X, 2x, and 2x. Perimeter is 20. What's the value of x? This one very easy, come on. The perimeter is 20 and the sides are x, and x, 2x, and 2x. 4. Good. So it's x plus 2x plus 2x. That's a perimeter. And they're telling us that that is 20. This and these three become 5x equals 20. Divided by this 5, the x equals 4. That's his answer right there. Very good. All right. Next one. This one says a square has the same area as a rectangle with a length of 9 and a of width with sides of length. Oh, okay. So the sides of the rectangle are 9 and 16. 9 and 16 are the sides of rectangle. All right. It says, what is the length of a side of a square? 12. Gotta get 12. Got them have the same area, right? So if we call the length of a square x, I don't know the length of a square, let's call it x. It means that this area, which is 9 times 6, 9 times 16 is equal to this area, which is x squared, don't it? And so you square root in both sides. So the square root of 9 times 16 is equal to x. Square root of the 9 is 3. And square root of the 16 is 4. That is the x. And so the x equals 3 times 4 is 12. I could multiply these and get 144, right? 9 times 16 and then square root. Let's see this one. This one says the square has the same perimeter. A square has the same perimeter now. See? A square now has the same perimeter as a rectangle whose sides are 9 and 15. What is the length of in centimeter of a square? See, similar question. This time now is perimeter. This one give you a perimeter. The perimeter is the same. Not area, perimeter is the same. The perimeter of the square is the same as the perimeter of the rectangle. The rectangle have sides 9 by 15. What is the length of one side of a square? Again? All right, yeah, B. So the perimeter of the square is equal to the perimeter of the rectangle. That's what they said, right? The perimeter of a square is 4x. The perimeter of a square, perimeter of the rectangle, is 2 times this and 2 times that, don't it? 2 times 9 plus 15. That's all. So this becomes divided by the 2 first, we get 2x equal 9 plus 15. 9 plus 15 is how much? 9 plus 15 is what? 24. 2x equals 24, so x equals 12. Anyway, you work it down, no problem, right? X equals 12. All right, good. This one, same thing again. On a different exam paper, this is what they said. They make minor changes to the question. This one says, a square has the same perimeter as a rectangle with length 15 centimeters and width 11 centimeters. Now they're asking you for the area. So what here we're asking us for the length of one side of the square, right? What is the length of one side of the square? See, they change the question. Now they're asking you for the area. Similar question, but they're asking you for the area of the square. So it means that after you find the length, you have to square the length to get the area of the square, right? Come do this one for me. You gotta get D, 169. Very good. All right, let's see. It said the perimeter of the square is equal to the perimeter of the rectangle again. The perimeter of the square would be 4x again. We don't know the side. That would be equal to 2 times the sum of these two. 2 times 11 plus 15. Okay, that's a similar thing. 2x equals 11 plus 15. 11 plus 15 is how much? 26. So x equals 13. That's the length of one side. And so the area of the square is equal to 13 squared, which is 169. I can say 13 times 13, same thing. That's the answer right there. Similar question again down here. No, this one is a circle. This one says the circumference of a circle is 154. Circumference of a circle is 154. Given that pi is 22/7. What is the radius? The radius of a circle is what? What is the radius? Write that out for me, please. Tell me what you get. Give me half a minute to do it. Come on. Work it out. I tell you what the circumference is. And they're asking you for the radius. Hello, hello, hello. Come on, work. Time's going. What can I get? What you get? You get B. Anybody else? Anybody get B? All right. So the circumference is 258, 256, 254, right? Circumference would have been 2 pi r, don't it? They're telling us that that is 154. First, we can divide both sides by 2. And so we're going to get 5 times the radius. Divide this by 2, we're going to get 77. That's all? But this pi is 22/7, they said, 22/7. So we're going to get 22/7 times the radius equals 77. So we can divide it's off 22/7. And so them give this. All right, so we can do 11 into this. 11 to this goes 2 times, 11 to this goes 7 times, right? And then we'll multiply by 7 and divide on the 2 to get r. The r then becomes 7 times 7 over 2. So 7 is 49. 49 over 2 is 24.5. All right, anything else? This one. The distance around a circle lake is 8 kilometers on a map. The distance around the lake is represented by a length of 2 centimeters. Let's go again. The distance around a lake is 8 kilometers. That's the actual distance. It says on a map, the distance around the lake is represented by a length of 2 centimeters. So it's 2 centimeters to 8 kilometers is the scale. The scale on the map is what? Remember, scale, a ratio, scale is like a ratio, can be multiplied or divided by any constant value or any constant unit of measure. So come on, do this one for me and tell me what the answer is. Huh? D as in dog. But I give it that. Because it is 2 centimeters on the map to 8 kilometers actual, right? So first it reduces to 1 centimeter to 4 kilometers, don't it? But 4 kilometers, if you want to go step by step, is 4,000 meters. And then now, to go from meters to centimeter, I want to get rid of the unit centimeter and so. So the 1 centimeter, you multiply this more by 100 because 100 centimeters is a meter. So this is 4,000 and you put on 2 more zeros to get the centimeter. Then because you can divide both sides now by the unit. And left with 1 to 400,000, which is this answer over here. But go to that. Yeah. All right. So they wanted the answer in meters, this would be it, right? That's all. So they wanted, if you're working in meters, they gave you this was if this was in meters. Anyway. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, we have to bring it to centimeter because this was in centimeter. All right, let's continue. This one says the distance around the edge of a circle of one is 88. The radius is what? Which one of them is the answer? Huh? D as in dog. They tell you that the radius is, they tell you that the circumference is 88, and I want the radius. Circumference would have been 2 pi r, don't it? And tell you that that is 88. Look at the answers, they have not simplified down the 88, don't it? But I want this radius to be the subject. So you take this 2 pi and you divide it under here. So the radius becomes 88 over 2 pi. They have not simplified it. So the answer is D. Could have put 44 over pi, right? Huh? So, see a question, we're going to 44 over pi. Good. So on other papers, people are saying here that on other papers, they leave it as 44 over pi. All right, so that is it. Next one here, this one now, come on, give me a minute to this one. A rectangle, the area of a rectangle is 53.6. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is halved, what will be the new area? Come on. Come on, man. Come on, do it. Give me a minute. Checking it on my phone. Come on.
See, sir.
Yes.
See,
What again?
see as in cap.
You're saying C is the answer?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. Somebody said the answer is C. Anybody else? You all agree that the answer is C? Anybody have a problem working out this question? You have a problem working it out?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's work it out. So just imagine a thing, right? So you have a rectangle, and you have a length, that's a width. That's our width and a length. So we're talking now. So we're talking now. Let's use a capital. Let's use capital letters. You have the width and the length, and the area is 53.6, right? 53.6. This thing is changed, it's adjusted. How is it adjusted? So length is multiplied by 4. So let's stretch it out like this. Stretch it out like that. And the length becomes 4 times what it was, right? And the width is half, right? The width is half. So the width is now half what is what? Half W. Let's put it here. The width is now half W. That's what happened. So this is the original area. So in this original area, the WL is equal to 53.6. In this new area, the new area over here is half W times 4L, don't it? Let's put A for the new area. But this just basically becomes 2 times W times L, because half of 4 is 2. And you're still multiplying the W times the L right here. Don't it? But the WL is 53.6. So So you can put the 53.6 right here for the double N. So this answer, therefore, is 2 times 53.6. And 2 times 53.6 must be this one. Very good? All right? All right, beautiful. So remember that I can say another question that the triple the length and maybe a quarter of the width. You have to do a similar thing, right? All right, good. Next one. The perimeter of a square is 56. What is the area? The perimeter is 56. What is the area? Huh? 196. The perimeter is 4x, don't it? That is equal to 56. That's all. Good?
B.
And the length of one side. And then the area is x squared, right? So it divides by 56, so much again? 14. And so the area is 14 times 14 or 14 squared, no, sir? And 14 squared, everybody knows, is 196. Want to go to that? All right. Another one here. Your time. Same question, different values. That's what you have to know to do. Your time. Do it now. Perimeter of a square is 48. What is the area?
144.
Beautiful. Somebody ball it out. Quick and fast. 144. But go to this. See we're working
Yes, sir.
out. Mills, you good? Mills, you all right? So same thing. 4 times the length is 48. Divide by the 4, the length is 12. So the area becomes 12 times 12 or 12 squared. Hey, getting low. 144. 144 centimeters squared. All right, good. Anything else on this page? No, next page. Much more page we have. Huh? Hello? Hey, getting low. Come on. Meds the math. Next question. The area of a triangle is 60 centimeters squared on the basis, and I could do this question already. What is the perpendicular height? Over here, so. The area is 60, and the height is 10. And what is the length of the base? Same question now. Same question. So the answer for this one is over here, and the answer for this one is over there. The reverse information. Yes?
B, sir.
B. Over this side is B. Let's look at it. The area is 60. So half the base, which is 12, times the height is equal to 60. This is 6. Divide the 6 under here, we get 10. Yes. 8 equals 10 over here. The same question on the reverse. So I guess over here, so the answer is 12. They reverse it. Well, let's work it out still. This time they give us the area and give us the height. So it's half the base that we don't know times the height of 10 is equal to 60. That's all. Half of this 10 is 5. So 5 times B is 60. Divided by this 5, the B equals 60 over 5. 60 over 5 is 12. Could have also divide the 10 first and get 6 and then multiply by 2. Same difference. So the answer is yes, it's 12. This is 12. All right, next one. This one refers to this diagram, and I say it's a square. That's a square, and that's a triangle on top, right? A triangle on top, and this is a square. So if this is a square, then all the sides are 7 around here, right? 7 around here. All right, what the question I want us to do? It says if the total area of the diagram is 63, what is the value of H? Come on, do this question for me. Come on. Do this question for me. Give me a minute. To this card. Hello? Huh? Huh? What's up?
B, sir.
Then I work it on the phone, man. And then
B, sir.
tomorrow, okay. I'll work with what you pull. And then we'll figure the rest tomorrow. But we might need the rest early tomorrow, not in the evening like now. Need them early tomorrow. They told me that they're gonna bill out everything. Come here, so let me tell you. They're gonna bill out everything tomorrow. That's what they told me. Listen, the only problem I have is that I want to be able to do what I'm doing. I want them to be transferred in SAP. In the day tomorrow. If you're pulling them tomorrow, they need to be transferred in SAP. That's my only issue. Only them, I'm not transferring them, not them. All right. So about that, guys. That will work. All right, what's the answer here? Somebody said B.
Yes, sir.
Want to get that? All right, let's work it out. So the area will be the area of the rectangle. Sorry, the area of the square plus the area of the triangle, right? So the area of the square plus the area of the triangle is equal to 63 if we set it up, right? The area of the square is 7 times 7. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, you can. Yes. All right. I'll stop all that, guys. Ready. So the area of the square is 7 times 7, right? Which is 49, agreed? And the area of the triangle is half the base, and the base is 7 right here, so don't it? The base is 7 times the height that we don't know. That is equal to 63. That's all? So this then, we're going to subtract the 49 over here and get half of 7h equals 63 minus 49. How much is that?
16.
How much is that? 63 minus 49 is how much?
16.
63 minus 49.
16.
16.
Yes, sir.
You sure?
And that's 14.
14. Not 16. 14. Careful. So half of 7h equal to 14. Multiply by 2 and divide on the 7. The h equals 14 times 2 over 7. That's why that answer is 4. Because 7 to this goes 2 times and 2 to is 4. All right, so the answer is 4 right here. All right, everybody good?
No, sir.
Somebody said no. Hey, the choir man, I don't get upset.
Sir, 49. Where did that came from?
The area of the square is 7 times 7. The area of the square, remember this is a square now, this is a square. This is
Yeah.
so it's a 7 by 7, 7 by 7. Area of a square is 7 times 7. Put it in red for you. This area of the square is 7 times 7, 49. All right? Good?
Yes.
All right. That is it. Next question over here. Similar question. I give you some values now. It says the length of one side of a square is 5 centimeters and the height of the triangle on top is 4 centimeters. What's the total area? And then over here, a similar question. Says the area of the triangle is 14. Let me write it down in black. Area of the triangle down here is 14 centimeters squared. What is the area of the compound shape? This one's the area of everything. What is size? But here they give us the area of this. It's 14 that I give. It's the same question written a different way. All right, come, do two of them for me. Do this one first. Over here. Do that one over here first. Come on. 30 seconds. Come on, let's go. Todd, do the question on the top. I tell you father, I know. Hello. 35. But get 35 for this one. All right, do this one now. Down here, so. This one, what is the area of the compound shape? 63. You get 63? All right, let's go. So this one wants it total area of the figure, right? So the area down here, so let's do it piece by piece. This is a square. This is 5 across this, right? So this area of the square is 5, 5, 25, right? And up here, the area of the triangle is half of the base, which is 5, times the height, which is 4. That is 10 centimeters squared. Hey, don't make me get upset, please. So the total area is a 10 plus 25, right? So that total area is 10 plus 25, which is 35. Over here now, come on, work it out, man. We don't know what's coming in the exam paper. We don't know what's coming in the exam paper. We have to be able to do it. They tell us that the area of the triangle up here so is 14, right? So it means that half the base that we don't know right now, this base, or this, let's call this side X. And this is also X. So half X times 4, half base times height, is equal to 14, that's all right? 14. Good. This is half of 4 is 2, and 2 divided over here give me 7. So the X equals 7. Agreed? And so the area down here, so now,
Yes, sir.
7 squared. 7 squared is the area down here, so which is 49. That's the area of the square. It's 49. So the total area then is 49 plus 14. That's all? 49 plus 14. So it's 49 plus 14 centimeters squared is the area down here, which is 63, right? 63. All right. We're on some solid geometry now. Let's go. This one on the screen over here, 38. Similar question right here. This one first. It says, the diagram refers, it's not drawn to scale, refers to diagram, which is a cuboid. The height of a cuboid is 5 centimeters. The volume of a cuboid is 320 cm cube, and height is 5. If the cuboid has a square base, what is the length of one side of the square base? Come on, do that one for me. 8. Youngster, you cannot use your calculator in the exam. Stop practicing with your calculator. It don't make any sense you're practicing or you cannot do the exam. Throw away the calculators, please. You have to practice to do these little things without a calculator. But you can't calculate an exam. Practice without it. Practice all the exam, what you're gonna have to do in the exam. Come on, man. Be smart. Be smart. The volume is 320. Remember the length of the base is a square. So remember the volume is the area of the base times the height. The volume is the cross-sectional area, the area of the base times the height.
sir.
All right? Somebody said B. Let's see. They want the length of one side, right? Somebody said B. I don't think it's B is the answer. Let's see. All right. So what is now? The volume is the area of the base times the height. Right? We know the volume and we know the height. We know the V and we know the H. It's the area of the base that we don't know. All right? So we're going to divide by the H to get the area of the base. Area of the base becomes the volume over the height, which becomes 320 divided by 5. That becomes the area of the square base. Now, this divided by this is what? 64. So I mean that 64 is the area of the base. But I want to know the length of a side is a square base. So this area would be x squared. The length of one side is x. X squared is 64. All right? So to get the x, you're going to square root both sides. The length of one side is the square root of 64, which is 8. Some of the phone is up here ringing. But understand that? But God?
Yes,
Online,
sir.
okay?
Answer is 8, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y squared, sir.
Huh?
Y squared. Y squared
Because
X.
remember, this is the area. Look, remember, you know, they say the A. They say it's a square base. And we have calculated the area of the square base. But the question is asking us for the length of one side. So if it's a square base, x, the area is x squared. The area becomes x squared. So we'll calculate the area first, and it is a side squared, that is the area. So we'll put that equals to 64. Understand now?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we'll square root it. Same thing over here, sir. Same question almost. But this one now says the volume of a cuboid is 320. The same question takes you rewrite in a different way now. The volume is 320 and the height is h. Answer is 5, you know, that's the same question. Right? And it says if the length of a square, if the length of a square base is 8 centimeters, it says 8 by 8. Over here say 8 as well, because that's square base. All right? They're asking us to calculate the height. So work it out for me and get the height equal 5. Let me see. Work it out. Work it out and get the height equal 5. I know it's 5, but you have to be able to work it out in case I change the numbers in the question. Come on. If you set by the same question and change the values, you have to be able to work it out. You can work it out, you understand it. So any change you make, you can do it. That's what you want. Any change you make, you want to be able to do it still. Try to do it more straightforward than the first one. I'm just gonna do the measurements today, guys, because it's what? It's a 7 already. I'm gonna do the measurements today. I'm not gonna have a session tomorrow. I'm gonna do an admin session tomorrow. But on Wednesday, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do on Wednesday, we're gonna have another session like this. I'm gonna do the next topic, which is statistics on Wednesday. All right? We're doing statistics on Wednesday. So you guys keep practicing from those 31 papers that you're supposed to do. Keep practicing. Hello? Hello? All right. Everybody finish? Yeah, get the 5. Hello? All right. Sorry about that. Ready? Anybody calculate and get the 5? All right. So for this one again, same thing. Volume equals base area times the height. So because it's an 8 by 8, the base area is actually 8 squared, which is 64. Note it, 64 centimeters squared. And we're trying to find the height, right? So the height becomes the volume over the base area. So we're doing the volume is 320 over the 64. And if you cancel this down, you're gonna get the 5, right? So the 8 is equal to 5, right here. Simple as that. What about? Let me shift this and put this over this side. You have a question online? Are you okay? Very good?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's continue. Next one. Measurements again. At a party, a number of guests were served 15 liters of champagne. A number of guests, I don't tell you how many. Each guest had 2 glasses of champagne. Let me see. A number of guests were served 15 liters, that's a total. Each guest had 2 glasses of champagne and each glass held 150 milliliters. Now, look here. This is liters, this is milliliters. What you have to know is that 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. You cannot be working in 2 different units of measure at the same time. All right, so be careful now. Right, so the total serve was 15 liters, which is 15,000 milliliters. Each guest had 2 glasses, and each glass had 150. Assuming no spillage, how many guests were in the party? Huh?
See, sir.
See? 50, wanna say 50?
Yes,
Wanna
sir.
say 50? Wanna get 50, wanna do? Uh-huh. So you say each guest got 300 milliliters. Each guest got 300 milliliters because 2 times 150 they got, right? And the total was 15,000 milliliters, was it? So the total volume served was 15,000 milliliters, don't it? And then each guest got 2 times 150 milliliters, don't it? Just 300 milliliters. So the total service 15 and each guest got 15, 300. To find the number of guests to divide. 15,000 by the 300, don't it? So number of guests. You're not going to write all these things on the exam paper and just doing it, right? Good. It's 15,000 divided by 300. That equal 50. Bang, bang. 50. 50 guests. I can tell you, CSEC after the same question in all kind of different ways. See another one here, all them have the same question. They tell you now it's 50 guests. Had 2 glasses of champagne each. Each glass held 150 milliliters. How many liters of champagne was served? So you know the answer is 15, don't it? Right here.
Yes, sir.
We have to be able to work it out, right? So this one, you just basically working out the total. You work out the milliliters and then divide by 1,000. Work out the total volume that was served, which is the 50 guests times 2 glasses. That's 100 glasses. Each glass got 150. So it's 100 times 150, it's 15,000. Then 15,000 divided by 1,000 is the amount in liters. Right after that? Yes, sir. Good. So see here now, 50. This 50 is 50, 50 years of 50 guests. So there was 50 times 2 glasses, don't it? That's 100 glasses. And each glass had this amount in it, don't it? So total volume served becomes 100 glasses times this. 100 glasses, and each glass had 150 ml. That's 1,500. No, 15,000 ml. And to get it in liters, they divide by 1,000. 15 liters. 15 liters. What about that? Them ask this question other ways to hear. Very same information, they ask other stuff. They ask this question where they ask you, how many glasses? Same information they ask, how many glasses were there? Based on the same information. They give you everything else, I have to work out how many glasses were there. You get me? They have done that. So here you see where they ask for the number of guests. You see where they ask for the total volume, but I've seen this question where they ask for how many glasses were there. All right, let's go. So this is the same question again. On leaving Trinidad, the time on a pilot's clock or watch was 2,300 hours. That's like 1 hour to midnight. 1 hour to the start of the next day. When he arrived at his destination in the same time zone on the next day, his watch showed 3 hours. How many hours did the flight take? That one is easy. 4 hours, right? 1 hour to midnight from this, plus another 3 hours in the next day. 4 hours. This don't need no work. But about that, this don't need no work. This I have 5 seconds to press that. Mark it down. All right, next one. Next one. On leaving Trinidad, the time on a pilot's watch was 2,300 hours. When he arrived at his destination in the same time zone on the next day, his watch showed 3 hours. It's the same question. I put some sugar on it now. Here's the sugar. If the average speed of the aircraft for the entire journey is 625 kilometers per hour, then the distance covered by the aircraft was, put sugar on it now.
4 times 2, 6, 2, 5.
Oh, one answer that Mr. Donner. Huh? This? And again? Somebody online was saying so. When you say online, so the total time travel is still 4 hours, don't it?
Yes, sir.
Good. So the time
4 times 6, 2, 5.
Oh, 4 times this. Okay, right. The time travel is 4 hours. And so the distance is 4 hours times the speed, right? Guys going at this amount every hour. See that? That's what the speed means, you know, in simple terms, you know. It means that he's doing this amount of kilometers every hour. That's what that means, me say per hour. 625 per hour means that he's doing 625 kilometers every hour. And so in 4 hours, he's going to do 625 times 4. Okay. So the distance then is 625 times 4. And it works out to be this, right? Which one works out to be? This one, yes, this one. Oh, me know, because the 4 times 600 is 2400. And the 4 times 25 is 100. 2400 plus 100 is 2500. That is it. All right. By the God, you know what me do? Oh. All right. Make sure, you know, make sure don't ramp. Don't ramp. Next question. Another aircraft question. Let's go. An aircraft leaves A at 1600 hours and arrives at B at 1930 hours, traveling at an average speed of 550 kilometers per hour. A and B are in the same time zone. The distance from A to B in kilometers is similar question, different values. What is one? I want to do this one now. Talk to me. Yeah, but how you work it out? No. 3 hours 30 minutes is what? You can't put 3 hours 30 minutes. No, but you can't put 3 hours, you can't work with 3 hours 30 minutes. That's 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. From 1600 hours to 1930 is 3.5 hours. Hello, mom, pay attention. Up here, sir. Come back, man, where you gone? Let's go. From 1600 hours to 1930 is 3.5 hours or 3.5 hours in time, don't it? And if it's going at this amount of kilometers per hour, and guy, hey, in simple terms, this is not complicated. All it means is that every hour is doing this distance. That's what I mean by 550 kilometers per hour. It's not complicated. I mean that every hour is doing 550 kilometers. So in 3.5 hours is doing 3.5 times that in this time. But understand that. 3.5 times that. So it's 3.5 times 550. That's the distance that he traveled. Good? What I work out to? The 1925 one is the answer. All right, I trust your name. All right, 1925. But it can't be done. Them, yeah. Can it be this? 3 times 5 are 15. And 3 times 500. 3 times 500 first. It's 1500 if I break it down. Then the 3 times 50 is 150. And then the half of 500 is 250. Going step by step. Half of 50 is 250. Half of 500. And then half of 50 is 25. So 5, 2, oh yeah, one of us. Yeah, 9, 1. All right, correct. That is the answer. Very good. Another time question. Let's go. Another time question. It's a measurement question. Time is measurement. Let's go. A man leaves home at 22:15 hours and reaches destination at 04 hours on the following day in the same time zone. How many hours did the journey take? Huh? That didn't work out. But I agree B's answer. Sure. Sure. You're not sure enough. You're sure? All right. Let's go step by step for those who are not sure. Let's go step by step. 22:15. 22:15 at a quarter hour, don't it? Again. So to reach 23 hours, that's 45 minutes, don't it? Or 3/4 of an hour, don't it? 3/4. That's 3/4 of an hour I'm gone so far. And then now to reach 24 hours, is one more hour that, don't it? That's all? Breaking it down. That's another hour. And then to reach 4 hours the next day, 0400 the next day, that's an additional 4 hours, don't it? And adding up these, 5 3/4 hours. The answer is this one. Bang. Very good. Let's break it down. Step by step. It's not complicated. All right. Next question. So much more question we have. We're soon done. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. Just a few more questions. Come on. I bet you when we finish the class, and all this will stand up a chat and obviously. I don't know. I bet. Let's go. Your parents here already? Yep, you drive here already. The mother is here. You're not safe, man. Jump in and go. This one. A rectangular garden plot 50 meters long and 12 meters wide is used to plant fruits and vegetables. If 80 meters squared of the plot is used to plant vegetables, what area of the plot is for fruits? So the total area minus 80, don't it? Simple as that, don't it? The total area is 15 times 12, don't it? And then subtract 80. But I get that? So the answer for this one is 15 times 12. That's the total area minus the area that is used for vegetables. So subtracting 80. What I work out to? 100? This how much? 180 that?
Yes, sir. 180.
180 minus 80. On the brighty, 100. All right. See me see no somebody say that? One down. Quickly. Next one. The volume of a cube of edge 6 centimeters is, don't give it away. What is this one? What's the answer for this one? A cube. So a cube say like this. It's a cube. A cube stay like this. Let me draw a cube again. That's a cube, right? A cube is x by x by x, right? And each side is 6. They put 6 by 6 by 6. 6 by 6 by 6. 6 by 6 by 6. So the volume is 6 times 6 times 6. So it becomes 216, don't it?
Yeah.
But I said that, please do not put 3 times 6. Some people put 18 and put 3 times 6. And some people put 6 squared and put 36. Don't give it away, please. Next one. The volume of a cube of edge 3 centimeters. Same question, you know, but this time it's 3. That's 3 times 3 times 3. Don't give it away. Volume is 3 times 3 times 3. That's 27 right here. So another one here. Same thing again on a different paper. This time it's 10. That volume is 10 times 10 times 10. I'm giving you all the different ways CSEC set this question. 1,000. Good? All right, on the bright. Next one. 12 millimeters expressed in meters is 2.5 divided by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Right, sir? It's a JC, right? All right, 2.5. So remember, they can ask you in other units, not just meters, right? They can ask in centimeters and so on. Right? Careful, don't just assume that the same question will come in meters all the time. And sometimes, remember, I've seen papers where they put this as 25,000. And people think it's the same question. Be careful. That's why I must not swat answers. Do not swat answers. See another one here with different values. 3800 millimeters in meters. Same thing, divided by 1,000 right here. 3.8. Bang. Next one. It took a speedboat 9 hours to travel a distance of 108. We discussed that earlier. What's the average speed? Speed is distance over the time, right? 1080 over the 9, which is 120. Bang. We did this one earlier. One last question and then we're done. One last question and then we're done. Let's go. This was on the 2022 paper. I don't have a clean copy of that paper. That's why it looks. Let's go. Hello. Finish strong. Come on, finish strong. Item 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound shape made up of a rectangle and two identical semicircles, one on either side. Either of the short sides. So that's a semicircle, that's a semicircle. All right. Now it's a 15 and it's a 27. Careful now, careful. It says the perimeter of the shape above is, come, work it out for me. Last question for the night. Work it out for me. Which one is the perimeter of the shape? Look here. These are pi. This is pi. Let me write out the answers for you. This is 6 into 5 plus pi. This one is 6 into 9 plus pi. This one is 6 into 5 plus 2 pi. And this one is 6 into 9 plus 2 pi. Those are the answers, possible answers. And see the shape here now. This is 15 across here, and this is 27 across here. That's a rectangle. I have two semicircles, one over here and the other one over there. And the question is asked, simply for the purpose. Now look here. I've seen this very question, but actually asked for the area. Yes. I've seen this very diagram, full information, but the question asks for the area of the compound shape. The area here plus the area here plus the area here. But this question is asking simply for the perimeter, but I'm telling you, they have set this very question before, but they ask for area. So what we're going to do? What we're going to do in this class? We're going to work out the area too. More maths equals better maths. Come on. So work out the perimeter for me and work out the area. Come on, finish strong. Work out the perimeter and work out the area for me, please. In terms of pi, leave find the answer. See it there? Work out the area and work out the perimeter of this shape. Two of them. Because I've seen questions where they ask for the area. This one is asking us for the perimeter. Work it out. Come on. Come on. Do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. Work out the perimeter and work out the area for me. Last question we're doing for the day. See there? Done. Tomorrow, no, Wednesday, we're going to do statistics. See? Wednesday, we're doing statistics, the bank of statistics questions. All right? See it here, roll this out for me. You know, say, kill your phone battery, you can make it charge full. Let's make your battery charge full. What's the answers? Who wants to see the answers? Don't put the answers up here. Those are the answers for the perimeter. A, B, C, and D. These are the possible answers. Which one of them is correct? Those are the possible answers for the perimeter. Perimeter you're working out. But remember, I wanted to also work on the area. Work out the area as well. I would have the answers for the area, just working it out. In terms of pi, we'll even find the answer as well. Yes. So remember, guys, on Wednesday, we're gonna come back here on Wednesday and do statistics on Wednesday. All right, statistics on Wednesday. And then Thursday we'll do another topic. All right. Calculator, work. You done? Two, you do the area too? You finish the area? Come and see. Okay. I don't know them said that. Todd, what you answer there? Work. Minutes. Work. Working. You're working. Anybody online finish? Anybody online finish? No? Nobody finish? My time now.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. So everything is symmetrical, right? But this over here and this over here is the same, right?
Mhm.
Now, the overall distance across here is 27, and inside it says 15, right? So the remaining distance of this and this is 12, that's all. And they are equal. 12 divided by 2 is 6. That's all. So it means that this distance right here is 6. And this is also 6, right? And that is the radius. Right? And the distance from the center to the circumference is the radius, right? So 6 is the radius of these semicircular ends, right? And what do they want? The perimeter. So let me shift this out the way now. All right. So the perimeter is the distance around the shape. That means then that we need this length across here, which is 15. Put it below here. And this length up here, which is also 15. And then we need this arc length, which is half of a circle, half of a circumference, and another half of a circumference, don't it? So those two make up a whole circumference, that's all? Good. And so the perimeter becomes 15 plus 15, those are two long sides, plus the circumference, don't it? Which is 2 pi r. And the r is 6, don't it? So it's 2 pi times 6, agreed? And so we're trying to see now which one of these match that. So what they have done, they have factorized 6. So this is 30 plus 12 pi. And they have factorized the 6. 6 into 30 is 5. 6 into 12 is 2. So it's 5 plus 2 pi. Guess don't work. Guessing gives you on average 15/60. Guessing on average gives you 15/60. All right, so the answer is which one? C? All right.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So make sure you can work it out. Then we're going to work out the area. Just for so. We're going to work out the area, right? Little girl, look up, fix your face. We're going to work out the area. Next, you're going to examine the area. We're going to say, hey, sir, you with that one there and work out the area with the fix. Come ready. So the area of the entire shape becomes the area of the rectangle, don't it? And the half circle and a half circle becomes a whole circle, don't it? Yes. Plus the area of the circle. It's not really hard. We are quarrel about. And the area of the rectangle. So question is now, what is this length across here? That is the magic question. Well, beautiful. Because if the radius is 6, and this is 6, and this is 6. Everybody say that? The total length across here is 12. Everybody go to that?
Yes, sir.
Good. So the area of the rectangle becomes 15 times 12, don't it? 15
Yes,
times 12 plus the
Sure.
area of a circle. 2 half circles make a whole circle, right? Which is
Yes,
pi
sir.
r squared. And the r is 6. That's all?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So let's work out how much. 180.
Plus.
This is I kind of want to factorize still. I kind of want some factorize with that stuff. But anyway, so you get 180 plus this is a 36, don't it?
Yes, sir.
36 pi. And that maybe we can factorize and all them things about good to go. That is it. They might give you this in a factor form in the answer. You get me? But basically that is it. But all right. Sure. All right. So watch me now. You guys remember you have 31 papers to do. You're supposed to be keeping track of the papers that you have done. You have the list to track your progress. You want me an exam come and don't finish 31 papers, them, but that's foolish now. 31 papers to do. Make sure you do all of them. All right. All right, guys. See you on Wednesday. We're supposed to be practicing every day, just the same. 5 and 6 papers per day. 5 to 6 papers per day. Bye, people online.
Bye, sir.
On Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you all on Wednesday.